Today we're going to be talking about the sales process. Sales process is the situation where you have a product that you represent. Whether personally or as a third party, you are selling someone something. And so your knowledge of the product, you need to know exactly what you're selling. You need to know how it works. You need to know the ins and outs of all the benefits for the customer. Maybe making sure that if it's, so let's say you're doing door-to-door sales for pest control, you need to know how the product works, when the people are going to show up for the first appointment, because I can say the last time someone sold me pest control, it was 20 minutes after I'd just done a walk around my house and thought, oh my word, I gotta get someone in here to spray down these bugs. I've got spiders in my basement, I've got centipedes, I've got all this other stuff living around my house, and I want a gun, and I want a gun now. And lo and behold, 20 minutes later, the guy showed up, and his timing was so good that he didn't have to really sell me much. He just had to say, hi, I spray bugs, and I can do it right now. And that was it. He was spraying my house within minutes. And the sell itself wasn't incredible. He was, from what I recall, he was a teacher in the school system, and this was his summer gig. He does door-to-door sales. And he didn't have to know hardly anything about the product because his timing was so good. But most of the time, you're not going to show up when someone has just thought, oh my word, I got to get these bugs out of here. Or their wife is saying, oh my gosh, you got to get these bugs out of here. So that was nice. So the product, that was more timing. But the product itself, you have to know what it's about. An acquaintance of mine owned a pest control company, and I asked him if I got a good deal on the product I had just paid for. This is later that same day. It was probably a busy day for me. So I'm with him, and I'm talking to him about what the products are. He then takes a lot of time to fill me in on chemical compounds, how they work, all the ins and outs, what's best mix, best practice. And it turns out, I pull up my receipt that they just emailed me. He takes a look at it and says, oh yeah, they actually use some really good product that is going to kill all the bugs. So if they did it right, you're going to have dead bugs everywhere around your house, in your house, and they're not going to show up for at least 3 more months, which is exactly what I wanted to hear. To be honest, that's all I needed for the validation. So we're going to start this video over again. I can take a look at it to analyze what's going on here, personal side note. But really what I want to talk about is timing first, knowledgeability second, knowledge of the product, and what is relevant knowledge, what actually matters to someone who's buying the product. And then the actual sales, put your information in, we'll bill you type process. Okay, we'll do all 3 of those in that order, and we'll try this again.